Mama, let me go.
All right.
I'm good. How you doing?
Let me snap it down and send it to you so that you can just do something and just you can even copy it and then
now this now sleep on it now. If you now no touch it, not that it will go off. As long as I want it this morning, as soon as commander enter here, this thing go off. The TV go even the place, they don't tell me, I will not know. I have to rush and come and on it.
what do you switch to? Don't wait.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Yes, welcome. Bonjour.
I didn't talk to you.
Yes, I've done yours. So, well, I'm not coming to
What is high school? It's our WhatsApp.
Wait, I saw two positions. Bonjour. Ça va très bien. Huh? I'm the fine waiting I will use connect this thing because my network did disturb. I don't know. I tell him, I send him on WhatsApp. We need talk.
Julius! Yes, you can see now. You're on the other side of the divide now.
Sir.
You understand? It's okay. He came, they come, in fact, they are regular visitors to my area, so either I will come or they will come. So I was very surprised when I saw my name. Because it's so bad that but the mentality, yeah, exactly. In fact, so many things go wrong if you don't train them.
You are here.
It's almost finishing. It's almost finishing. Okay, so you are up to the task. But this one is like senior course with the girl. With the way the year is even running. I did here. It's just that the way they pop up, where I know the flow, the number of missed calls, you know the work way this call is going. And then people who in some partners everything day by day. Yes. So the movement and then all the other the S&T and other aspects is all of that. So you find that and you know on top of that you are going to in fact you are going to pursue that famous way you do one of that just yeah, he say he get control of time. He's bringing it as personal effect. It's still personal effect. So how much will it cost to the movie? I said, sir, I need to see the bill of name. He said, ask him also. He said, this is his only time inside. What is the weight? He said, he doesn't know. They should just go and estimate. Now, if I estimate it, they say, I want your money. Because to carry that thing, there is no way. I don't think there is no way you can spend less than 7 million naira. But it's not ready to spend that money. That's just the problem. I know that he's building hotels somewhere. And he wants everything to be reported. He say he used somebody else's passport and he's building it as a personal effect. How do you have to compare this now? But the one when he goes there, most of the time, this one is not considered as items from the personal effect. We expect things we were using outside. But he looked here. Nice to see you.
Gotcha. Basically, vitu mingi check. lectures. So they will be the video last now. Tell us what of the course. There's one they don't use air and it's something like that. It's supposed to matter. Or video they
the special guest of honor, distinguished senior officers, both serving and retired, our esteemed resource persons, ladies and gentlemen, the United wants to respectfully welcome the distinguished personality back from the tea break. We shall now continue with the next aspect of the program, which is lectures and interactive sessions. But before then, permit me to most respectfully recognize in our midst the Corps Commander Ordnance, the person of Major General Joe, and other distinguished senior officers here present. You are most welcome. Sir, we shall be listening to the first lecture titled Innovative Logistics Support and Equipment Optimization, Panacea for Nigerian Army Operational Effectiveness in a Joint Environment. To be delivered by our esteemed guest lecturer in person of Dr. Alba Iwe. But before inviting the guest lecturer and the moderators, as well as the discussers, Dr. Iwe is the Deputy National President of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transports and a member of the United Nations Advisory Group on Trade and Transportation Locations. Notably, he was a key speaker at the second National Transport Technology Conference and Exhibition in 2023. Outside his professional achievements, Dr. Ibe enjoys traveling, playing table tennis, listening to music, and meeting new people. He is happily married. Next to be introduced is one of our esteemed guest presenter for the second lecture. In person of Major General J.B. Olawumi retired, born on the 20th of November 1964 in the Ekiti State. Major General Olawumi retired was commissioned as a member of 36 regular combatant corps and posted to the Nigerian Army Electrical and Mechanical Corps. Sir, may I kindly inform that we shall now be taking the first lecture, which will be delivered by Dr. Alba Igwe, may I please request we put our hands together as he takes the podium to deliver his lecture.
The Chief Commissioner, Lieutenant General, Chief of the represented, all of the people of that, they do need to start when other than establish the course. So you don't need to go around it once a month again. Particularly when you have limited time to deliver your paper. Every time the Army for the privilege that I have to stand before you to share some of my little knowledge with respect to innovation in logistics. I'd like to present my paper on the subject headings and just give you an open make some brief introduction, define some basic concepts, and then look at what is the system for the main purposes, and also consider the need for operational environment. And this is a spiritual logistics of system. It may be I brought a closing quote, some conclusions, and without making some recommendations. Because one thing I've seen is that everybody is looking for innovation. There is an understanding by the topic that I'm giving that we are in need of innovation and we can never over-innovate. The opening quote says that we was John Pershing, commander of the American Expeditionary Forces in the First World War, and whose it is logistics that going to war. How do we innovate logistics so we can constantly be on top of the game? It's never too much to make some introductions on logistics, even to an audience that is very familiar with logistics. So I tend to make some brief introductions so that we can be on the same page as we progress. The logistics system is a network of organizations, people, activities, information, and resources involved in physical flow of products from supplier to customer and consumer. If you look at that, you will see that it's not just human beings that are interacting, it's not human beings that are connected. In simple terms, logistics is connecting the dots. Every dot that makes meaning in whatever you're doing, you must not be unconnected. So here we find that we need to connect organizations like us with people that can make a difference, activities, and of course information. Now we are in an information stage, so information becomes even more powerful than it used to be. Then to the end user, so that the objective of all the processes will be achieved. Also, when we talk about logistical system, what it means, it's just a tool for facilitating and enhancing the coordination of the entire supply chain. So, you look at a system that offers you the platform to coordinate everything they need to do so that nothing is left out of the loop. The next point I need to make is that the advent of logistics revolution in the 20th has radically improved the capabilities of modern times while making them highly logistic dependent. That's very while logistics revolution has actually impacted the army and other operations since the 20th century, it has made the army itself and military operations highly logistic dependent, which means if you remove logistics from your operations, then you no longer make it. So it means that logistics has become a primary tool to discharge their activities as you want. When we look at those management systems and how much they play in moving everything that needs to move, personnel, material, information, then we cannot pay deep attention to logistics. So obtaining supplies in the battlefield and carrying supplies in the army remained the primary means of supply until the 19th century. And that is fundamental thing. Until the 19th century, all we're focusing is how do we move the men and the women to the battlefield and how do we get their supplies along. But at the 21st century, dynamics begin to change. And those dynamics are what we're looking at what we're consider innovations. How do we do things differently and information? So the potential effectiveness of military force derives from three attributes. One, fighting power. You need to really ensure that you have the firepower. And then mobility. How do you move this to the battlefront? And then the range of movement. So those are the critical things that innovation will revolve around. And there are three methods. Local supply and supply from bases. How do you make sure you are integrated about fortifying yourself and you have what you need at the time you need? And then also build the environment that you can also harness the potentials within the environment that you move to. And of course, your base is not supposed to be disconnected from. How do you make sure you have free access to receiving all you need from your base? So that's our introduction. And I want to define some few concepts that we need to, because they're critical for assessing our needs at one point in time. I look at logistics. I earlier said that logistics is about connecting the dots. So you need to know where the dots are and how to connect them, and connecting them very efficiently. I consulted the Oxford Dictionary to say what actually logistics in ordinary language. And I have this definition that logistics is detailed, and I want to underscore the word detailed organization and implementation of a complex operation. So the more complex the operation is, the more the need for logistics. And it's not a shabby exercise. You have to connect all the dots. Because one dot is connected from your assembly, so this process encompasses all activities through which a product is manufactured through this delivery channel to the end user. This includes storage, and eventual storage. That's all we need to actually make a headway in the business that we are engaged in. Of course, today we see a much bigger force, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. They have advanced the definition of logistics, and they said that logistics is the science of planning and carrying out the movement and maintenance of forces including the military operations. And I'd like to underscore one keyword there, science. So which means logistics has moved from mere organization to actually looking at scientific means of doing it. Because science requires a lot more rigor than the traditional method. So you need to see what can we do exactly. Science are exact science, which means you need to quantify, measure, evaluate, and make sure that everything is not. So you need to see logistics as science. Other areas may consider logistics as arts. And the history of development, the challenge of this transport, consider that the art and science is a combination of both. So we gradually looked into the concept of logistics support, having looked at how logistics is from both the scientific and the management perspectives. So a logistics support concept is a framework that defines the scope, objectives, and methods of providing logistics support to a system, product, or service throughout its life cycle. It covers aspects such as maintenance, supply, transportation, engineering, framing, and quality assurance. So you can see that logistics has become increasingly complex. And therefore, I commend the military for appreciating this fact. And that underscores the reason why you have a logistics college. I've been involved as the area balloons, I've been involved with the Navy, both at Oriental and Cameroon, in dealing with the complexity of this agenda. And it's not losing in its complexity as we get more functional civil equation. And we shall get there as we proceed. In its most comprehensive sense, it is those aspects of military operations that deal with design, development, acquisition, storage, distribution, maintenance, evacuation, and disposition of material, transport of personnel, acquisition of construction, maintenance, operations, and disposition of facilities. So you can see that we are not just on the receiving end. In most cases, in modern warfare, you are involved in the design of what you need. And I watched the early warfare, and I see a partnership where they detect the technologists, the companies, what they want, and partly together, they build what is the one as a specific hand. And you know, because they take this logistics very serious, they are well ahead of most of their competitors in the region and even globally. Now we look at, I think the core of this presentation is on innovation. All of us, I believe, know a great deal about logistics. But what is it about logistics that needs innovation? And what is it in innovation in the first place? So again, authorities and some authorities have defined innovation as the process of bringing about new ideas, and we have to understand that new ideas. Innovation starts with ideas, and as you'll find in one of my quotes from Albert Einstein, that imagination is more important than knowledge. And as I speak to this audience, I actually want to provoke your sense of imagination. And because knowledge will be dealing with what is already within our grasp. Something you can go to Google and ask Google, something you can come to a classroom and get. Innovation is something that you are attempting to conceptualize. So that's the core of what we have been getting to do this morning. So innovation is about new ideas, new methods, products, services, or solutions that have significant positive impact and value. So if you look at these, Okay, if you look at this little graphic, you find a novel idea that is intended to bring a solution. And then that solution, the next contribution of that solution is that it adds value. It revolves around some invention, Innovation involves transforming creative concepts into tangible outcomes that improve efficiency and effectiveness and address unmet needs. Just accordingly, asking yourself, as someone who's passing through an innovation college, a logistics innovation college, what are the unmet needs of this whole establishment called the military, especially within a joint environment? So it is only when you address those unmet needs that we can say you have caused innovation to take place within your business, within your business. So innovation is not limited to technology, and we need to understand it. It's not limited to technology. We started with concepts, ideas, conceptualizing ideas. So there are ideas. Before you see a technological invention, it is rooted in some concept. What I call the idea laboratory. Let's say, when we talk about laboratory, the first thing that comes to your mind is a chemistry lab, physics lab, biology lab. But there are idea laboratories that are invented more than the chemistry labs. It is there they write the equations and so that the chemicals can react or not. So it is not limited to technological advancement because it encompasses novel approaches to problem solving, processes, operational practices, and business models. These are what the innovations. At this core, innovation involves challenging the status quo. Well, this is how we used to do it, yes. And then there was a better. There's always a better way of doing something. And this is the challenge or the assignment that logistics service providers and logistics are faced on a daily basis. Even if something the logistic chain, because sometimes the longer the chain, the more complex the operations. So what we are going to do is how do we structure the logistic chain, the supply chain, the transport chain. That's what we call innovation. And that's what occupies the minds of logistics service providers. It's also, it ends up with the creation of value. And we say that the creation of value is actually the ultimate defining characteristic of innovation. So whatever you do, a value cannot be added, you have not innovated. So within the sphere of innovation, we find creativity and ideas, culture of innovation, and which I want to promote, that you should have a culture of innovation. Don't rest on your word. Don't say, well, this is how we used to do it. That is anti-innovation. So we need to also have resources and infrastructure. I wish at the end of this we create an innovative laboratory. This is the innovative laboratory, and everybody is sharing ideas. Everybody who participates there bring a fresh idea at least once in a week. And then put the laboratory, we synthesize those ideas, critique them, and come out with something genuine. That is the laboratory of innovation. And I encourage that the Army will say so. And also funding. Anybody who brings the best idea of dealing with a particular problem that challenges us gets a kind of recognition and award and all that. You will see that ideas, concepts will be unleashed from even this level of work. There's also the leadership and the vision. When I listen to the address delivered by the Chief of Innovation on behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, he said he was committed to supporting this college. So I want to believe that the leadership and the vision is already cast to really encourage the commandant to do more than that is expected. And of course, we also look at the feedback and adaptation. Everything you have, you need to create a feedback. Those of us who have an opportunity to speak, teach, pray, one thing to do is to create a form which is called a feedback system or evaluation. I like to evaluate. So everything that wants to go forward will make room for evaluation. You need to evaluate. I assess my students. I want to evaluate you. How did I deliver? For the years I was in the training for the director of training and education, I make sure every training must have a feedback, which is an evaluation form. And of course, we have effective risk management. For every new idea, you need to address the potential risks. open innovation, which is very important. So I'm not going to a lot of time on this because you have constrained me to one and I like the logistical efficiency. So we look at the joint environment. So joint environment has there are three types of physical environment that military forces. That's physical. Outside of the invisible. Okay, and those are permissive environment, uncertain environment, and a hostile environment. We shall talk a little more about that later in minutes. So technological advanced countries also engage in cyber environments which are not physical. The intensity of the engagement depends on whether it is peacetime, conflict, or wartime. So at peacetime, we have some permissive. There are things you put escape because at peacetime. The moment the alert tells us that something is scheming here, there's some scheming stuff here, you begin to say, the alertness begins to appreciate. And of course, when it gets to hostile environment, you know that the war is not going to. So we need to appreciate the environment at the bureau. At this time, the army starts as a deterrent war and help keep tensions below the threshold of conflict. In permissive environment, those nations allow another country's military forces to conduct operations that assist the host country to the face of action, lawlessness, and insurgency, terrorism, and other threats to security. So it means that the citizens are pointing their life to evaluate the situation. In fact, in my own opinion, I say that the military is always at war. It depends on the nature of the war. Because you are at war, carrying information, you are restless, making sure nothing happens. If you wait until something happens, you enter the battlefield. So look at what happens in the real joint environment. And that tells you that it's very complex. There is adversary happening somewhere, you have a friendly environment, you have a different environment, and you have all of the actors. But what is very important for our purposes is that the information is critical to this joint environment. And so at the center, information environment, cyberspace, air domain, space domain, surface, land domain. If you aggregate all of this, you find that they are very increasingly complex. That you can't just solve them. We can't be here and see what happens in space. So you have to evolve another element into the equation that will help you analyze political environment, military environment, economic, social, infrastructure, information, and even economic perspective. So that is what the joint environment looks like, and which the system must make sure is prepared to confront. So in this simple terms, the operational environment is a physical and virtual space where the military conducts a wide array of humanitarian, combat support, and protective actions. These systems within the operational environment provide influences that can work for or against the military. So if we are not aware, we are not equipped to deal with it. Forces attempt to take advantage of existing political influences, economic factors, and infrastructure to shape the battle. We can talk a little about that. So I want to consider total sea concept. This is commonly used term related to the treatment of all of these activities among all partners as one integrated system. Within the joint environment, you don't differentiate between the Navy and the Air Force and the Army. You are looking at how do we aggregate all our forces, all our strength, to treat everything not as silos, but treat everything as one force. Okay, in fact, all decisions at different levels are made based on logistic activities. Historian James Houston proposed system principles of military logistics. So, in science, we try to be as much exact as possible to show that. So, I guess, Houston was also trying to show that there are system principles you must use. But the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff reduced the number to 7 principles. And those are very important for us. So we now move to the logistic support system, what it actually means for our purposes. So typically, the logistic support system has, as we see here, as a production, as a consumer, all you need to actually face the battle for you at any point in time is considered in the logistics support system. Acquisition logistics. What do you need? In-service logistics. What do we need to operate? And of course, consumer logistics. What do we need on a daily basis to be able to meet our daily demand? And of course, you also see that we have strategic level. Some people beyond here are thinking ahead for us. What does the military need to procure in 2025? Somebody, I guess, already deal with that. 2026, strategic level, 2030. If somebody is not doing that, then somebody should be doing that. Then we have the personal level, somebody who is planning the responses. And of course, at the tactical level, those who actually confront the challenges head. So, in the middle of it, our focus is how really are we ready, and how do we prioritize things that we do, and what are the moving points, what are variable demands, and what we may need as we march into the scenarios. So there are a couple of imperatives that we must take hold, and that is that there must be unity of effort within the joint environment, and we try to minimize the different jurisdictions, and then also look at joint logistics, enterprise visibility. How do opponents know that we are there? Your on ground is a very strong deterrent to them. And of course, how do we respond in a rapid and precise way? Those are the parties that we will consider in a joint environment. I mentioned the seven principles according to the U.S. Joint Chief of Staff. They say that responsiveness is key, providing the required support when and where it is needed. That's key. That's part number one. Simplicity fosters unity and efficiency in planning and execution. Your planning and execution mustn't be so complex that you become another warfare on effort. It must be simple enough to help you address the issue before. It must be flexible. The ability to improvise and adapt to changing situations are required. Yeah. So it is not sacrosanct. It must be agile and therefore flexible. And then economy. Using the minimum amount of resources required to bring about an objective. So this is why it requires a lot of planning and I guess a lot of iteration. Attainability. At the point at which sufficient supply, support, and distribution capabilities exist to initiate operations at an acceptable level of risk. So it's something you can go there, you can do that, and the risk of being there, maybe moving from point A to point B, the risk is containable. And of course, sustainability. How do you sustain all the efforts and all the resources? And finally, survivability, the capacity to prevail in spite of adverse impacts. So these are the seven principles that, according to the U.S. Joint Chief of Staff, just like we are everywhere. Well, we look at the economy, which is a critical function in logistics. Joint planning encompasses a number of elements, including 4 planning functions: strategic guidance, concept development, plan development, and plan assessment. So like I said, this is like the laboratory where we plan it. So how do we have a strategic direction to deal with the challenge ahead of us? Then you develop your concept, you address them, you assess them, and then you can then say, okay, we're good to go. When we join the environment, we have a focus, and the focus spreads around 5 areas: war fighting readiness, competition below armed conflict, global integration, innovation, and the strengthening of alliance and partner networks. Now, it's important to state that the wars that we fight in Nigeria has a global connection. And that is where information is very important. What are the sources of these wars? And who do I need to collaborate with to actually deal with this? Because we will deal with the symptoms, but the big problem is somewhere else. We need to have that information. And sometimes the piece of information that is needed are somewhat after the scope of our audience at the moment. Then, of course, we look at the time when, even though I say military is in a constant warfare, there are times when we have to call the end of an operation. As we have joint operations, and we say, fine, gentlemen, you have a good time to go and refresh. No, this is how the joint operation works as well. You know that more than myself, but we need to refresh our memory. There is a command and control function, that information and box where we know this is all we have, information about where we are dealing with. There are supporting fires. Where the fires going to come from, as movement and maneuver, and as a force protection of the vehicle, and then sustainment. Okay, so this is, we must, given a lot of time to deal with this subject matter, this may be an area to concentrate. How do operational and moral of the joint task force work? Okay, can be able to interaction. Then we look at the levels of warfare. There is a strategic level, there is operational level, the tactical level. The national level, we're going to do a policy on how we really need to deal with the threats that we have already identified. The theater strategy, we'll come back to the campaigns and major operations, they will come back to battles and engagement and small unit and field operations. So these levels of warfare are constantly on, even when there are no declared wars. I can tell you that every nation is at a strategic level warfare, where the national policy of America, for instance, is that recently they say the Maoists who must not allow Russia to establish a strong presence. That's a tactical, that's a strategic level of warfare. So when you see them trying to say, we want to establish our presence here because they are already analyzed the potential threats from the adversaries. Okay? Then at the operational level, we think we do some campaigns that will try to minimize the potential risk that we're going to go. But I can see this. Now I want to look at the dynamics of military support systems. Are they changing, or are they just normal? One mistake we can make is to think that our job is routine. No. Our job is never routine. Our job is anything far from routine. Our job is so dynamic. When I wanted to come to this place this morning, I put on my phone. I said, how many minutes will it take me to get here? I came here at 7:05. I need to be sure. Putting all the traffic together. So my system tells me it takes me 5 minutes from my home to this place. Okay, I'm fine, so I'm good to go. But then between my journey, even though I seem to know this place, my system tells me to make a turn. I said, is there another shortcut to this place? I made a turn. I was not convinced. I looked at my system and said, turn again. I turned again and came back to where I was supposed to go. That's dynamic work. So these changes rapidly, things you think you know, you may see that there are many things that happen. Maybe traffic changes, maybe the accident on the road, the time you predict may not happen. So to have a mindset that the business we're engaging is so dynamic and sometimes a bit uncertain. So I'm going to look at that now. So when the dynamics, one key role is information. Information introduces a new level of dynamics into the business that the military is engaging. And so we look at the global information environment. And it tells us what to acquire, what to exploit, what to deny. And come to this country. And so you want to know where are they coming from? How do I deter them from coming? And so you activate the information systems, relevant information and intelligence and operation. Because right now, we're actually in an information and intelligence warfare. So without taking account, you are already fighting a battle. Okay? So the global information environment includes all individuals, organizations, and systems, most of which are outside the control of military or national command authorities that collect, process, and disseminate information to national and international audiences. So somebody is monitoring us in Nigeria, very seriously, to know our capability to Because of that, leaders and policymakers have struggled with how best to capitalize on available information throughout the history of organized warfare. The drive to know as much as possible about their own forces, location, combat effectiveness, current activity, and the enemy's location, disposition and combat effectiveness, intended action have been a critical characteristic of successful commanders, regardless of the time period, geography, or nationality. So information gathering, which is key, of this information and intelligence warfare is very important. Information gathering and intelligence war must begin in this time, and you will wish to underscore that very strongly. The information gathering and intelligence war must begin in this time to establish the analysis of the area of operation and how potential adversaries operate. Knowledge of adversaries' information infrastructure is as important as knowledge of potential adversary strategies, tactics, techniques, and procedures. Knowledge of adversaries' infrastructure will lead to an assessment of personnel, facilities, sensors, processors, and decision-making process. Of course, we know that advanced militaries are more on reconnaissance than in warfighting. To have drones that give information from everywhere to see what is happening here. So we must not be lagging behind in the reconnaissance business. So this is the mission to obtain information from visual observation or other decision makers about the activities and resources of an enemy or potential enemy, and you can also look at enemy or potential enemy, or about the meteorological, hydrographic, and geographic characteristics of the particular area. Okay, it's as important as the information. Reconnaissance conducted by ground forces includes special reconnaissance, armored reconnaissance, amphibious, and civil reconnaissance. So it's important for us, and it's part of the logistics of the reconnaissance. You can see the logistics and move from physical to virtual, to information, to cyber, and to space. So if you put our hand somewhere on the ground, then you will not see what's happening from up. So, when they address information security, there are adversaries that we have to deal with. In peacetime, when it generates the conflict, and before it gets to war, an idea or approach will be, how do we become the unauthorized user to our information system? People are hacking information to destabilize it. Even your most strategic asset can be hacked and compromised. So you're looking at, how do I just protect my strategic information infrastructure from the activities of hackers who want to destabilize it? And what destabilize it? Currently, I think I read yesterday what happened in Russia, the current war between between Ukraine and Russia. Now, Ukraine targeted the information infrastructure of Russia and destroyed it. And because destroyed it, the defense equipment will not work. So they now destroy the most revered defense equipment during the year of Russia. So this is practical aspect of what is there. Of course, we need to talk about intercontinental cooperation. We are no longer living in isolated cases. The business of the Army and the Navy and the Air Force is one, protecting our sovereignty. And in order to do that, they must also need external support from the non-uniformed men who has a role to play, from manufacturers of military equipment, from those who can help us get intelligence, from research associates, everything that you put together to make you combat ready. And not just combat ready, able to detect, predict the enemy, or the enemy, and determine. That is our joint prerogative. I'd like to look at Africa. When I talk about how we can collaborate, sometimes we don't even look inwards. I try to look at what is it in Africa that we can take advantage of. I never saw that Africa had a good stock of military capital. And they have a relatively small share of the global military, no doubt, and about 5%. According to Global Firepower GFP ranking, Africa has about 6.5 million active military personnel, which account for about 10% of the world's total. But Africa also has about 6,000 tanks, 2,000 aircraft, 300 naval vessels, 10,000 artillery pieces, which represent less than 5% of the world's total in each category. But how have we harnessed it? How have we harnessed it to deter the uprisings that are getting in the name of Boko Haram, kidnappers, all those threats that are rising, and all of that? We need to actually locate where this capital is. And see how we can collectively put them to use to deter the uprisings. However, Africa has a relatively moderate level of innovation and adaptation of its military technology, especially in the face of sanctions, embargoes, and restrictions. The African defense industry has demonstrated a remarkable capacity for innovation and creativity, especially in the development of new and unique weapon systems, such as Rebel, attack helicopter, and GCs, Hausa by South Africa, the KA jet trainer and NNS and Dolin Patrol by Nigeria, the Efubu NRAP and Sadumi UAV by Nigeria, and AK-113 assault rifle by Sudan. We must leverage the potentials of this military stock. I think we should do that. We should find anybody who has the capacity to produce must be networked to the system, to the factory system. But I know people like Emerson is exporting already military vehicles to support this in Syria. And I know there are many, as I have also looked into the system. So, let's talk about this call of system capabilities. What is actually our intention? To make sure we have capacity for supply, maintenance operations, deployment and distribution, health service support, engineering, logistics services, and operational contract support. And all of that, we are functions that all as part of our break. Well, we are familiar with deployment and distribution of our own technology at the time of that. This supply, deployment, no need to go about that. And maintenance, of course, is part of it. We need to have some engineering, and we deal with whatever equipment we have in stock. We must have some engineering of our soft services that can help us make sure that we're at any point of need. Once we do OCS, operational contract support, is a core of function and critical component of total software. It is not expected that you will have all the capabilities within the military, but if you know where you can get the support, you can always get that, and that will make you come back with it. Engineering as well, we need to have a system that makes us ready to deal with all engineering needs of the system, and regulate from inside and outside. Control services are important. The health of the military is as important as the job they do. Now, finally, I want to look at the evolving dynamics in the military logistics. So we are looking at what is changing rapidly. That's dynamics. What is evolving? Okay? So we look at the things that are evolving. Just a lot of overview. The global military apparatus is witnessing significant transformations and emerging technology trends, especially capabilities. Major trends include artificial intelligence, robotics, and the Internet of Things to optimize defense operations and augment military efficiency. Today, conventional warfare is increasingly being replaced by hybrid approaches that also combine cyber warfare and other frontiers. Emerging military technology trends are changing the battlefield in 4 aspects. You can to note them: connectivity, lethality, autonomy, and sustainability. Okay, so let's look at a few of things that happen. These are emerging technologies. I've already said that, well, innovation doesn't have to be strictly technological. It can be ideological, it can be knowledge-based, but in the area of technology, this is what we'll find. First, the internet, which is stated was an invention of the military, the army to be specific. So all we got here today because the army decided to see how do we see what is going on here and there. So they invested in research that were about internet. And then we have been talking about the Internet of Things. But recently I've discovered that we don't Internet of Things, the Internet of Living Things. I'm sure you have heard about that. So how do we connect our capabilities so that we know what is where? So ability to know what is where at any point in time, in terms of military capabilities and infrastructure and tools is the Internet of Living Things. And then we have artificial intelligence, which is changing the whole world. And then we have robotics and autonomous systems. In Israel and some other countries, you find that because your lives are very precious, more precious than equipment, there's a new trend to develop unmanned aerial vehicles and unmanned vehicles to control. Unmanned vehicles control the area and give information and respond to activities. Then we have quantum technologies, laser technologies, hypersonic systems, next generation communication networks. We're talking about 5G. You know that some people are already on to 6G. Okay? And then we have advanced defense equipment. We need to have defense equipment that if anybody wants to invade our space, is already data, those are the island known and the rest of them. We're talking about cyber warfare, immersive technologies, additive manufacturing, big data and analytics, and of course the blockchain. These are emerging technologies that are changing the game in this 21st century. So this, I said, the army, the military, this is the number one convention of the military. And we started this life in 1969 as the Advanced Research Project Agency Network, happened. It's interesting to know that it originated from the military. Then the Internet of Military Things, I just talking about them. IoT application to defense connect ships, planes, tanks, drones, soldiers, and operating bases into a cohesive network. This connection enhances perception, field understanding, situational awareness, response time, supporting the smooth flow of data across all the three branches, and aids computing, AI and 5G strengthen the command and control structure. So sensing and controlling devices, won by soldiers and embedded in their equipment, collect the variety of laboratory data in the Internet of Living Things framework. These data points, both static and dynamic, provide valuable insights. Deploying sensor networks in critical areas is another key aspect. This deployment allows for real-time surveillance and environmental monitoring and enhancing security. Imagine when you wear a uniform and you enter a place, and from the sensors you know that the enemy is somewhere there. That will enhance your operations and the response activities. Of course, in military defense, artificial intelligence adoption enhances computational reasoning for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions. I cannot overstate the impact of artificial intelligence. Of course, we have military robotics and autonomous systems, which are very crucial. Right now, we use drones, we use autonomous vehicles, and we use robotic exoskeletons that providing to be a game changer. They enhance soldier endurance and strength and become an essential tool in demanding field operations. No way to an exoskeleton. It strengthens you beyond the normal strength, and it can last longer in the field, particularly in the stress field than you should have done on the field. So we now see that this enhances our logistics, advanced defense system everywhere. People are getting. Israel has got the laser, they got the Iron Dome, US has many, all nations are looking at this, developing advanced systems that when Israel is coming, they can weather the storm. So it is part of our logistics infrastructure, and we should look at it, and that's actually part of our recommendation. Cyber warfare, we need to make sure our systems are locked, particularly artificial systems, so that vehicles hackers cannot penetrate and destabilize our systems. Additive manufacturing, improving performance in speed, capacity, and fuel consumption is crucial, and reducing the weight of the equipment plays a significant role in this. So that's very important. Immersive technologies, building replicable, flexible experiences become easier with immersive technologies, especially for fight and combat training. Startups are use virtual reality to construct synthetic training environments. These environments augment traditional training and mission rehearsal, thereby improving the readiness of soldiers and units. I think about the situation where you have digital twins. Digital twins can replicate me. If I was not to be here, I can use digital twins to protect my room. I will stay in my house and you see a different of how I did. Imagine when that is in the warfare. Enemy can waste their time thinking they are killing me, not knowing that my real self is in my home. So that's the technology that people are using to make sure they improve their efficiency. 5G connectivity, I mentioned that, and big data analytics is a important landscape of warfare. A lot of information on this analysis becomes increasingly crucial. Harnessing big data analytics leverage to unlock insights from diverse data sources, getting a specific age. Quantum computing, applied and crypto analysis and simulation aid information decision making. Efficient interpretation of data from Internet of Things is another benefit of analytics. Making analytics not only data spreads, but also to enhance the safety and efficiency of various tasks, and to study potential threats. Preventive measures and their key application of critical analysis. Blockchain is about security of your system, and people are not into that. So, summarize this, I'll look at emerging technologies, new technologies, and their impact on our efficiencies. Studies have been done to prove that artificial intelligence takes the lead. About 20% of the efficiency in the system is by artificial intelligence. So robotics and autonomous systems take about 14% in terms of the impact on natural resources. Cyber warfare readiness takes about 10%, immersive technology 9%, advanced defense equipment takes 73%. So if you look at that, you see that up to the point of blockchain and 5 billion walls of data, you can see the three big areas where we can prioritize artificial intelligence, advanced defense equipment, and robotics. So if we were to prioritize our investment in those areas, we will have captured some 51%, over 50% of our successes have been captured in that. And we will also be more efficient in our operation, that we will not lose our teammates because we have factor that can make them more efficient without losing them. So I want to give a closing quote. My closing quote is from Albert Einstein, the Nobel Prize winner of physics in 1921. He said that imagination is more important than knowledge. And what does that mean for us? It means that as we gather, we're not here to come and listen to one Nobel scholar preach to us. We are here to get provoked by understanding for you that logistics is the battle strategy that guarantees winning the war. And that if we are going to win the war, we need to have imaginative thinkers, we need to have a crop of men that are always restless with new ideas, with trying to status quo, and what will happen in the system, I can guarantee you, will be on top of the game. Another statement on logistics says that in logistics, predictable arrival time is more important than speed. So you want to see, how do I arrive at the time I need it? I know that in doing that, you probably will hand over to a third party, which is artificial intelligence, help us analyze the system, manage the system, and give us a way out. Having said that, I want to conclude as follows: that it's important to realize that the landscape of war is changing at an exponential pace. with new destructive technologies and warfare, have become increasingly logistic dependent. Later autonomous weapons, intelligence systems, and AI are major drivers for both defensive and offensive military operations. The emerging military technology trends are changing the battlefield in four aspects: connectivity, lethality, autonomy, and sustainability. There is therefore the need to blend combined strengths of technology, human and artificial intelligence, in and outside the battlefield, as failure of one factor constitutes the breach of safety and security. So I deliberately have said that we should combine human, artificial, intelligence, and technology. If you compromise it, then that's a breach. Hence, logistic submakers must intentionally evolve a dynamic, interactive environment for continued engagement, such as we have now. It's a good thing that the military could arrange conferences like this and invite the stakeholders, other stakeholders, to share their thoughts, how they see the business that belongs to safety and security, the business world. So, having said that, conclusion, I want to make the following recommendations. One, there are currently 28 registered defense companies and 14 artificial intelligence companies in Nigeria. From my research, these represent a huge capital for collaboration for enhancing our defense capability and logistical efficiency. Furthermore, there are also a group of logistics scientists who can embellish the team with research capabilities to get formidable logistics force. 3. The military should encourage the springing up of startups and partnerships with SAFE to enhance combatant capability. Israel is like a logistic hub for startups, technology startups. We should encourage them because you are the beneficiaries and ultimately all of them. So we need that encouraged. 4. The international, especially cross-border networks and alliances are strongly encouraged for enhanced border security. Military logistics open conferences should be encouraged to promote collaboration among stakeholders, which means professionals, industry, and military. Outsourcing specialist logistic activities is highly advised as the safety of everyone's responsibility. Enhanced budget for military logistics is strongly recommended. Now, because of our move to technology, the need to step up our budget can never be overstated. The people who are doing well in the world in military have good budget. I know that American budget on military alone is more than our dollar budget of $2 billion. And that's why they can research and invent and go ahead of us. So if we want to play our head role as a big brother in Africa, we're already doing well to play ahead of the game. We must increase our budget, we must make an argument for that. So given that artificial intelligence, advanced defense equipment, and robotics have greater impact on war logistics, there is need to prioritize investment in this area. So these are some of my recommendations. There could be a lot more, but I think the precision is a good thing to do. It looks like the presentation is gone. It's finished. Thank you very much for listening.
I think I felt like it all. Man of fact.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you for the guest lecturer, of course. The specialist of honor, sir, distinguished officers, and retired ladies and gentlemen. Sir, we are now in the second segment of the lecture, which is the interactive section. Without further ado, stage is our moderator for this interactive session, who will guide us through the thought-provoking conversation. Before inviting the moderator to the stage to moderate this segment, permit me to acquaint you with his abridged curriculum writing. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, next to be introduced is our esteemed moderator for today's first presentation, in person of Brigadier General Dati. He was born on the 3rd of August 1968 in the Plateau State. Brigadier General Manjan was commissioned as a member of Short Service Force SS and was posted to the Nigerian Army Ordnance Corps after commission. Throughout his distinguished career, Brigadier General Manjan has attended numerous courses pertinent to his field, including the Logistics Management course. He is also a proud alumnus of the Higher Defense Management and Strategic course in Abuja. The senior servant has held various command, staff, and instructional appointments appropriate to his rank. Notably, he has served as a member of the directing staff at this prestigious college, as well as Army War College and Air Force War College, Nigeria. Brigadier General Manjan is decorated with numerous awards and honors, including the Force Staff Service Star, Meritorious Service Star, Distinguished Service Star, General Service Star, Past Logistics Staff Corps Daga, Fellow War College Daga, Air Force War College Daga, and Fellow Defense College, among other awards. Currently, Brigadier General Manjan serves as the Deputy Commandant, Director of Service at this prestigious college. He is happily married and his hobbies include listening to good music, farming, reading, traveling, and discussing contemporary issues. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming on stage our moderator for the first presentation. Also, next to introduce is one of our discussants for the first presentation, the person of Major General Dixon Yoro, who was born on the 3rd of January 1966 in Edo State. He was commissioned as a member of 38th Regular Combatant Corps and was posted to the Nigerian Army Electrical and Mechanical Engineer Faculty. The retired senior officer in his career attended numerous relevant courses, amongst which are Logistics Management course and the proud alumnus of the Higher Defense Management and Strategic course. Major General Yobo retired, held several command and staff appointments before his retirement. Notably, he was a member of the directing staff and Deputy Commandant, Director of Studies in this prestigious college. Our esteemed discussant has several awards, amongst which are Force Service Star, Meritorious Service Star, Distinguished Service Star, Field Command Medal, and Training Support Medal. Our esteemed discussant is happily married, and his hobbies are reading, playing golf, and watching sports. Distinguished senior officer, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in inviting stage our esteemed discussants. And lastly, to introduce is another esteemed discussant for this first presentation, the person of Major General Aditoba, who was born on 23rd of November 1970 in Lagos. Major General Aditoba. Sir, permit me to kindly take that back. With the kind permission of the special guest of honor, may I most respectfully and deeply crave the indulgence of the Commandant and General Command of Justice and Management in the person of Brigadier General Wisdom, Benjamin Tetu. Major General Wisdom, Benjamin Tetu, to please join me on stage as the second discussant. Sorry. Now, may I kindly hand over the mic to the moderator, please continue with the proceeding.
No, yeah, we have a blessing.
Our esteemed special guest of honor, being represented by the Chief of Transformation and Innovation in the Nigerian Army, our resource person, very senior officers, serving and retired, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. For this first lecture that we have had, that is thought-provoking, and it has stimulated our thinking. I feel we should give our guest lecturer another resounding round of applause. And Brigadier General J.R. Dimanda will be moderator for this first lecture. And we have just 5 minutes for this session. Give the floor to our discussants. I will have 5 minutes each to make their discussions, or 10 minutes. I will correct it at 10 minutes. So, after the interventions, I will open the floor to the audience or participants to the conference. I will start by the participants, or from the participants by my left side of the hall, and starting from the rear, coming to the front. Thereafter, I'll go to the right, my right side of the hall, starting from the rear, coming to the front. The high table in front will be the ones that make their interventions last after the other people have made their work. And then, if there is any response from our special lecturer this morning, he will make some clarifications on if there are any issues that came out of your interventions. Before we will now invite our special guest of honor, which will be represented, to round up this session. So, sir, having said that, I want to agitate our minds as we prepare to make our interventions. The topic has been well dealt with. Now, what I want to say is that we know that the initiative of logistics, especially logistic provisions, including procurement, is for any operation is the needs assessment. The needs assessment. We know that logistic needs of any force will depend on the type or types of operations that that force engages in or is likely to engage in, whether currently in the near future or in the far future. And then in that respect, it depends on the area of operation also. And this includes the terrain. You have to know the weather too, when joint operations are conducted. When you do that, you'll be able to come out with the needs of the forces. In a joint environment, we need to think what are the logistic essentials, the top of items of common usage if we are operating jointly. We need to talk of how can we carry out needs assessments, analyzing the capabilities and competencies of the different components in the joint operation. We need to look at that. We need to think about that. So how then do we carry out needs assessment? And what are the effects on operational efficiency and effectiveness? Then, having thought of that, come back to our army. What are the logistic needs for our army currently? We do an assessment, what are the likely threats in the future? What areas of innovation do we need to start looking at? And then, also very important, look at the infrastructure of the nation and the resources that will address the logistic needs for our forces. Where in the era of technology, we need to leverage technology. And then the people who are the logisticians need to be trained. All this was brought out in the lectures. I said that in the face of the difficulty of procuring logistic requirements from external vendors, because of obvious reasons, innovation is very key. How do we look at ourselves? How do we look at our environment? How do we look at areas that we need to come up with things that we really need? I think that we stop here and then as we continue to think about this and prepare to make our interventions, these are the areas we need to come up with. I will hand over the mic to our first discussant to make these interventions. Our first discussant.
Thank you. Good morning. The representative of the special guest of honor, esteemed legislator, servicing officers, gentlemen, good morning. Well, because of the time limit, maybe I will just have to read through some of the things I jotted down in the course of preparing for this discussion session. Then before I start, let me remind you from the last quotation of, bring you back to the last quotation of our guest lecturer. In this last quotation, he talked to all of us seated here, even including me, who is no white service, that we are here to provoke our minds. When I went on to read myself, I discovered that some people were just, I think they are really just drinking palm wine under the tree, dreaming. A lot of you were sleeping. It means the goatee came all the way from Abuja to play his way out here. So please let our minds be provoked. That's why we are here this morning. Having said that, I would like to begin by saying that the Nigerian Army has taken several bold steps needed to prepare its personnel, develop its equipment, force structure, decision-making, concept of operation, and logistic provisions for a better performance. However, the Nigerian logistic systems cannot be said to have performed adequately to ensure the effective sustainment of personnel on the battlefield over the years. This has always been attributed to some challenges some of which are still lingering or persistent. Therefore, the justification for creativity to improve effectiveness, efficiency, responsiveness, accountability, and transparency in logistic activities has become compelling. I believe it is one of the reasons for this August gathering. Over the years, we have not done enough to harness innovative opportunities in logistic support of the Nigerian Army. A lot of the opportunities were brought out in this lecture. We cannot confidently say today that when our soldiers in the war front or in the front line turn to the shelf or to the warehouses, that the uniform they need are there. The ammunition they need to fire are adequate. The food they need to eat are sufficient and in quality form. The water they need to supply are supplied adequately. The repair parts they need are there. The drugs are the right ones and they are there. The fuel needed to move are supplied as required. And more of these basic needs of our personnel in the front line. This means that the processes, procedures, and means that make this work are no longer fast, they are no longer dependent, and no longer adequate to meet the realities of contemporary operational challenges. We are aware that the nature of warfare has changed, as it was brought out in this lecture. It has changed drastically in recent decades. We shift towards asymmetric and hybrid warfare. The demand for logistics remains enormous, which requires the combination of old and new ways of doing things. Devising these new ways defines the word innovation. Much of it has been said during the lecture. It is the creation and application of new products, services, procedure, and processes. Therefore, in order to effectively resupply, move, feed, maintain, and refuel in the theater of operations, the logistics support system must evolve, commensurate with the increasing complex, dynamic, technically complicated, and support-dependent operations that we are engaged in. In this regard, the Nigerian Army needs to critically examine and identify areas in which the Nigerian Army has fallen short in innovation in logistics. It means that there should be a rethinking within the existing 10-day logistics framework, which involves the supply and transport, medical, ordnance, EMI, and even signals and engineering services. It will help to evolve new mechanisms in the ways we do our things, the procedures we follow, the processes we adopt, in which logistics supports are delivered. Some best practices and technology innovations in industries and the public sector can be studied for integration into the logistics systems where possible. The guest lecturer spoke much about this also. You will agree with me that a lot is taking place in the civil society, seeking out applications of technology within logistics from agencies and from the civilian sector. We serve to promote knowledge and expertise. These are the things that should be pricking our mind. How do we go about all these things? Therefore, there is need to leverage some of the logistics services and infrastructures available in government and private industries. Though it is already being practiced, we should agree that there is need to outsource certain tasks we don't have the capacities to carry out due to challenges such as the lack of manpower, equipment, infrastructure, and others. We can also, like the lecturer said, we can also make use of adaptive strategy for our purpose, specific purposes. In advanced nations or advanced armies, there's serious evolution from the traditional logistic practices, which we are just used to technical-driven operations, which has marked a significant shift, emphasizing efficiency, speed, and reliability. The use of modern technology has helped to develop more effective and efficient logistics delivery in support of operations. We have seen the integration of GPS, real-time tracking software and devices, tracking software and devices, use of robotics, 3D printers, and database management systems. Moreover, the use of drones and autonomous vehicles have expedited the delivery of critical supplies to front lines. In the Nigerian Army, we have made limited attempts to use technology in improving logistics services, which should be encouraged. For instance, because we are told that as we are coming, we should make sure we come out with examples, practical examples. I'm emphasizing on technology this morning because that is my line. Considering the core of electrical and mechanical engineering core I belonged to when I was in the system. For instance, I was the core commander of EME, Nigerian Electrical and Mechanical Engineering. Though I had an idea when I was a lieutenant colonel, which I presented to my core commander then, Major General Labaran. It was not, I presented it to him. It took me somewhere. I still said that it was not taken serious, but I kept it in my mind. Luckily for me, when I became the corps commander, I initiated this. I initiated the development of equipment database management system for the Nigerian Army. I'm saying this because any of you can think within your own, within your office, and think about a process and see how it can be applied to ease logistics deliveries in the Nigerian Army. I want to believe it has been fully implemented as expected. It is a software, because the lecturer was talking about use of internet. It is a software designed to monitor all the equipment in the Nigerian Army. When I say all the equipment, including your typewriters in the office. From the moment it is taken into inventory from Army headquarters. Thank God the Chief of Logistics, the former Chief of Logistics is here. He was in that presentation. My classmates also facilitated the implementation of what I'm talking about. So they are here and they will bear me witness. And a lot of you here saw the presentation during the Chief of Army Staff conference. By a press of a button, it gives real-time information. When I say real-time information, just as you see on live issues going on. From the press of a button, you can get this information on a particular equipment. You will see the picture on the screen displayed. You will see the owner of the unit, the location, the current location, wherever it is, whether it's service or it will show the current serviceability state, the last time the vehicle or equipment is serviced or repaired, the repairs carried out, by whom. All those things were imputed so that you will not just be saying images, which you know who did the work and which unit. The spare parts used. It also gives a summary of the number of the particular type of equipment that are serviceable in a battle and a battle world. I mean, when you say ABC, by that place of the body, you will know how many of that ABC are in the Nigerian army. How many of them are serviceable? How many of them are battle worthy? How many of them are unserviceable? It was designed to eliminate the standard inspection and mechanical transport and technical equipment exercise that the Nigerian headquarters pay money to execute every 2 years. Because these are the same information that we do by going around unit from unit to unit to carry out, which in turn eliminates the cost of carrying out that exercise. It helps for the real-time equipment planning. If you are planning any battle and you go to the internet, our own cyber warfare command, you will get all this information. It will help you to plan, showing the deficiency and redundancy of equipment. It was also designed to eliminate duplication of efforts in equipment maintenance, because I discovered that we have duplications. Every corps was forming their own repair teams, repair that, repair this. And it's costing more for the army. You send money to artillery, send money to engineers, send money to, then the corps that you also send money. Duplication of effort. It also helped us to eliminate it. It was also designed to help identify commanders in peacetime and in operational areas who do not give adequate attention to the equipment, to the maintenance of their equipment. Also, this same software also made to take necessary decisions even from the Chief of Army Staff office. In the same vein, ordnance, after that presentation, my classmate that time, Major General also came up with the ordnance fashion. And Dati, under the leadership of Major General was tasked, just the work we are doing now. And the calls came with cyber warfare command and streamlined how it will be implemented. The Chief of Army Staff at that time came on for the implementation. The implementation started, and I don't know, because I have learned the system, I don't know the extent with which it is working. That was my own personal idea that was brought to life. And you can see just the use of internet, a lot of information and things that will be done. This is the line the best lecturer is telling us. He has given us a lot of information. How do you use this information to make changes in your unit, in the army, that will give us a better performance in our logistics activities? There are other examples, but because of time, I will want to just end it with that. Therefore, I would just suggest that the Transformation Agency, which is Dati, Department of Army Transformation and Innovation, should not end up with this kind of interactive session. Like our guest lecturer has recommended, that it should have a team of agile logistic researchers tasked with the mission to study, examine, and suggest innovative logistics operation solutions, policies, processes, and programs in support of the army. The formal identification of an innovation line of effort will form a positive cultural change that we are expecting from logistics service. Also, the department and the logistic corps should sensitize and encourage their personnel who have creative ideas for this logistic change initiative. For sure, this will allow logistics to look beyond the horizon in their aim to deliver their services. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, sir, for your interventions. I will request my commandant, the second discussion, to make his own intervention. The commandant, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Director. Let me first thank the Secretary for offering me in situ to come in to share my thoughts. And I want to also thank especially the guest speaker for the well research and well presented. As the Rally said, he has actually enhanced our thinking caps. While I was not privileged to prepare those like my very senior colleague and mentor, General, whom I served under first as the chairman of the committee that developed the Nigerian Army Legacy Doctrines, and I forgotten that 2016. And that doctrine, I believe, is hanging somewhere up to now. It's still there. An example, Professor. And secondly, under the candidate, I was privileged to draft the convening order that mandated that I wrote the chair committee to review the Nigerian Q and instructions. That was released in 1984 or so. But there was a committee that reviewed it, and I'm privileged to be the one that did the draft. And I'm sure that document is your attention. Why I mention these two documents is that my intervention is going to come from a different perspective from the editorial's approach. If you go back to the topic of the lecture, it says evolving innovative logistics supports our system for enhanced Nigerian Army operations and operational efficiency in the joint environment. To me, the key words here are the evolution of the support system to enhance efficiency. Please take note of those words. Not effectiveness. I believe we want to refer to effectiveness and efficiency. Efficiency is to talk about optimization at the minimal cost, being effective with the minimal resources available. So how then do we develop a system or a procedure leaning on the editorial's interpretation or a procedure to support the Nigerian in enhancing the operations efficiently? That means with minimal loss of resources or waste of resources. I think the first part of it is going back to my earlier comment on policy framework. What is the new policy innovation that you are bringing to bear? If you go back to NAP instructions, and indeed the new document now proposed, because the draft document, Nigerian Army Logistics and Instructions, there were numerous innovations that the architect saw in that document under the guidance of the General that brought new things, new ways the Army could support operations. So, just to give again on the editorial's input, I'm sharing this to tag your minds, irrespective of your level of operation, even as a doctor and a dentist, how best, which way, what procedure can you bring to bear to add value, which is what you describe as the definition of innovation. New thing to add value. How can you improve the system to add value in innovation? That's my first intervention, that it's on the policy framework. What policy can you develop? What new thing can you bring to the table? And they will share what it did in terms of the human level system. And of course, I'm aware, because I was also privileged to be the Nigerian Army head of the Villa team, that was going to develop a synchronized logistic backup system for the whole Nigerian Army. So how best, what value have you brought to bear, or can you bring to bear to improve the system? What new thing, which is innovation? That's what we're here this morning. My second intervention is, and then the first one to sum up is the issue of policy framework. What can you bring? How do you change the procedure? How do you change the system? What do you bring to bear? The second one is again back to the electoral inputs. He listed a whole lot of what I would call fourth industrial revolution technology, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, robotics, blockchain, and the rest. How can we leverage it? The Gen Z generation, the younger ones who are here, you are so, I would say, so free with the ICT. How do you apply this besides the emerging management as mentioned by the first discussant, or besides drones? What else can you do? How do you leverage all this technology instead of living only on TikTok and the likes? How do you bring it today in your work? How do you bring it in your work? That's about evolving logistic systems. That's the whole sense of learning. Let's not make it too academic. Let's make it practically now. What do you do as a getting officer? What do you do as even as a chaplaincy to better support the army to make sure that operations are achieved with the minimal resources? My next intervention is the issue of imagination. Most times we go to the internet and read documents, read presses written by sergeants, corporals of other countries, and we won't quote them. Because those ones, they imagine, they have that creativity capability. Why can't we think? Why can't we think? The Nigerian fighting city operation for the past decade or so. And one of the challenges we have, which I know, and I have made effort to solve it, is what is the best logistic support measure for a counter-insurgency operation? In one of my opening speeches to logistic courses here, I'm challenging the courses. How best? Is it a modular concept? Is it a composite concept? What would you suggest from experience of academic research? That's innovation. That is bringing value, adding something new to bring value, to enhance Nigerian operations efficiently. You've tried logistic-based concept. You've tried supercam. You've tried FOBs. Which one do you recommend? Can we think of something? Can this conference at the end, we tell the committee, we are proposing that the should adopt this system to support system operation in the northeast or in the northwest. I'm not only the guest lecturer of making you think. I do not even know that. Now, the first, the moderator asked a question, very important question. How do we carry out needs assessments? Or how do we carry out logistic needs assessments? How? Because as Dati said by the moderator, that is the kickstarter of a logistic operation. And of course, based on the quote for the guest lecturer, logistics is the baseline for any success. Without logistics, you cannot succeed. You can't succeed. And for you to succeed, you must do a needs assessment. You must find out what is the requirements. Again, let's break it down to our level. What is the requirements to ensure a successful operation? That is assessment. And at a certain level, I want to talk about the issue of sustainability statements, which in most cases do not come formally. But in the concept, in the doctrine, that is a kickstarter. When the government is commissioning a military for operation, it tells you, I have this for you. But most times, logistics Nigerian army, most times in the past, I'm sure not know that now, it's monetized. By monetizing logistics, we lose the quality of service that we have to render. And coming up to the tactical and operational level, the one you call logistic preparation for battle, LPB, it is very important. You must, while you are doing your experience, you must also do your LPB to determine what are your requirements, what do you need, what is available, What is a gap? You recall the speech by the acting Koti or the name of Koti. It's all about the gap in logistics, which is the needs assessment. The gap and how to mitigate it. So you can do that easily at the tactical operational level with your FPB. When you are being launched or you are being a mark operation, in your planning stage, you conduct FPB. What the commander commander is IPB. You are doing an FPB to ascertain what is available in terms of the host nation or the natural resource available, and then what do you need to supplement or augment. So that is how I think an approach to conduct these assessments. So I'm going to call the issue of innovation. I'm not calling the issue of needs assessment release. Now, when you do a needs assessment, for instance, if you are to deploy to, let's say, 2 deals to deploy to somewhere in Kanji, because there's an issue between the border and national borders. While the one is planning how to move his troops, you are doing your plan also receive planning in terms of transportation. But support service there. What's available? Is there any warehouse that have to keep a spot there? Availability of warehouse? Is there any, if there's none, can you earmark somewhere? Maybe a school that is evacuated there, or a community civic center that is empty, or maybe an empty industry that can keep as their warehouse and store. Is there any police unit, a filling station there? You can use as their dump. Is there any maintenance outfit there? Now, if there is none, what do you do? That is needs assessment, establishing a gap and how to support. And I'll give you examples. In the past, let's know something like medical, they are told Obade, you have known, please correct me, Obade, that developed blood transfusion. It was recognized in the whole world, celebrated. So what's happening now? Why are we not thinking again? I'm aware, in my little spell in the podcast, that you have to develop some iconic things. And I know one of the time they were developed a yam pounding machine, mobile yam pounding machine. It was in Bama. So how do you encourage it? What is the testing procedure? Are we not aware of the process to do it? How do you patent it to encourage it? I'm also aware that an officer in India so developed a mobile PPG. Because you are talking about the sustainability as the director speak. We must talk about the post-nation capability within the local resources. Because we cannot always rely on imported materials. If you don't have a capacity within, you cannot sustain yourself in operations to ensure efficiency. I'm not going to 15 minutes now. Efficiency. If you rely only on foreign imports, I'm not so sure that you can achieve efficiency. It's absolutely almost impossible. And then again, I'm aware that one of us developed smart pouches a few years ago. How do you sustain that?